Chef Cell was recorded on a cell phone in front of a fake audience.
Hey guys, Chef Cell right here. Flip it, cup it, cap it, quiet down. Hello everybody, hello YouTube, hello whatever else I'm on. No, I'm on Facebook, Chef Cell's Crazy Cooking Show. Here on YouTube, Chef Cell's Crazy Cooking Show. I'm still trying to figure out Instagram. They won't let me know. I don't know what I did. Anyway, here we go. Another one of my series. The most Googled recipes by state now brings us into Montana. They wanted mini blueberry streusel mini pies. That's what I'm going to give them. Although they looked for huckleberry pies, and they're gone here in South Carolina. Thank God we actually made it through the big hurricane that came last week. And thoughts and prayers go out to everybody out there in Florida. Oof, that was a bad one. And it wasn't that great here in South Carolina either. But we're all here, we're all okay, we're all praying and sending good vibes, or whatever you do there at home. Blueberry streusel pies, mini. How many? I'll show you how many. 6. No. But it is 6. But this is how mini they are. It's regular cupcakes, not the big muffin tins. This makes about 9. I'm gonna make about 6 because my wife and I are both trying to not eat our way through the United States here. Oh my God, you guys are killing me. Could one of the states look for like a salad for one? All right, zip it. 3 stages, all right? Now, we have to make a regular pie crust for this. I made one 2 weeks ago. I don't want to make So here's what I did. Because I'm a little lazy, I'll blame the hurricane. I'm feeling lazy, so what I want you to do is just sit back and relax and watch me do it. 2 weeks ago, I made a cherry pie, which was delicious, by the way. Yeah, just watch that, and then we'll come back. We're gonna make the dough first. I already did the boring stuff. And we have 4 cups of AP flour in here. About a tablespoon of white sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, give it some flavor. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut in some very, very, very cold butter. 2 sticks and about a tablespoon above that. We're gonna chop it up and cut it into here. And right back here I have some ice water. As we kind of put this together, we're going to pour just a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons to start. And you'll see as it comes together, you stop. You don't want a gooey, stretchy dough. You want a almost crumbly dough. Refrigerate it for at least a half hour after you saran wrap it. The diva, right? Yeah. Your close-up is doing 5 minutes, Mr. Butter. Yeah, see? 2 sticks and about a tablespoon extra. So I'm not going to tell you to work super fast on this, but try to work a little bit fast. All right, so speaking of fast, let's get this butter out here. And you see, I'm just cutting it into very, very thick pats of butter. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to grind it all up anyway. I'll show you how we're going to do that. And we got this real half a pound here, right? It's really a half a pound of cold butter. Everything has to be cold. And now I'm going to cut these pats or tablespoons of butter into smaller pieces. And you want to get, I hate using cliches or the phrases that they always use, but this one you can't escape, okay? You want them pea-sized, these pieces of butter, pea-sized. And then we're going to take it and we're going to slop it down and not really knead it on this board here or the tabletop, whatever the heck you have. We're not going to do that. We're just going to kind of bring it all together and then wrap it up and refrigerate it. All right, so I've already used the whisk. That's a side. That's not strong enough to cut the butter in case you get any crazy ideas. And that's all going in. Somewhere we had one of these cutters, right? They cut into the butter and they're round shaped. If I can't find mine, I'm going to use something else that's round shaped, and you probably don't have a cutter anyway, but use a big spoon. That's all. and just cut it against the round of the bowl. It takes a little longer, but I know you have time. I've been watching you guys. I'm like a stalker. All right, so first thing you want to do is you want to coat it. Here, coat it up. Get it all coated so they look like little square ghosts. And go ahead, do it. Do it. Chop it up. Chop it up. A lot of people say use your fingertips. You can use your fingertips. And they say, no, but that makes the butter soft. Then refrigerate it a little longer. All right, so I'm snippy today. What do you want from me? Okay. So once this is all cut up the way I like, I'll show you the next step. See? It's all in there, all kind of peed up. Yeah. Okay. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. See, we're really baking here. All right, so that butter's in there. And the last thing to do here for this step is to get this cold water in. And I'm going to start with 4 tablespoons. Okay? A little bit more, I don't know. Don't go over 4 or 5 though, just to start, okay? And get yourself a nice spatula. And just start mixing it together. Chop up some of the bigger pieces of butter that are in there. And go, mix it together. Now you're gonna say, it's not happening. You know what? I don't like Chef Cell anymore. It's not happening. Chef Cell's stupid. I may be stupid, but I do know how to make pie. Trust me. If there's one thing I know, well, maybe 2. All right. So, 2 more tables of spoon, cold water. And when we flatten this out and wrap it to refrigerate it, try to get it nice and flat. I mean, some people just make it like, you know, a cylinder and they put it in there. You want the cold of the fridge to hit as much surface area as possible, right? All right, so I'm continuing to cut, mix, scrape, cut, mix. Let's see. If it holds together, which it is, not too bad, still a little bit too dry. I'm going 1 more tablespoon and that should be fine. And as they say in the car commercials, your tablespoons may vary. So make sure you get it mixed together and use a really big bowl for this. Otherwise you're going to be dust busting over the weekend and the next week. It's going to be really useful. Now just by mixing around, you're going to see large chunks happen. It's kind of a good sign. So I'm going to see if I can get one big, large clump out of this, because it's going to keep absorbing once it's in the fridge. So if it's a little bit too flaky for you now, you're going to have to just believe me on this. Don't go too far with it, you know? Yeah, I'm liking it. Okay, just so it holds together. Let's try to bring it over there. It's just holding together. See, it'll crack apart if I move my little digits too much, right? All right, so let's get the whole thing out. They say turning this out onto the board. Turning it. Bro, brother. So don't knead it. Don't get crazy. You don't want a tough dough. Just bring it together. Keep your hot mitts out of the butter as much as you can, or as short a amount of time as you can. And that's pretty much where we're at. So like I said before, I'm going to flatten it out so we get a lot of cold touching it in that fridge. Bingo! See, Chef Cell from the past sent it in to me, Chef Cell of the future. He's probably a little better than me because he's like 2 weeks younger or older. Anyway, so here it is. We made it, and just as that very handsome fellow told you, put it in the fridge about a half hour. We want to keep it cool, keep it cold, keep it cool. Now this is a pretty big pie crust. This is enough for a deep dish pie, bottom and top. So I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to roll it out, and then I'm going to kind of flute it into these holes here. These are holes. These are cupcake holes. See them? Yeah, or cups, whatever you want to call them. And I'm going to kind of cookie cutter them out. I'm going to flute them in here, and when I'm done with 6 of them, I'm going to go to the next step, which is to make the filling and then the streusel topping. All right, so here we go. Let me cut this in half for you. I already threw down some bench flour, which means that I put some flour on this cutting board. Fancy schmancy. And now I'm just gonna, without using too much of my body heat, because this is a PG show, I'm going to form it into a kind of like a large hockey puck disc type thing and just roll it out. So here we go. That cutting board was just not big enough. Things happen, you know, when you're cooking live like this, or not really live, but we don't feel like doing all that editing. We just kind of cut that part of it out. I'm going to continue the rolling. And we want 6. This is about 3 3/4 inch cookie cutter. Looks kind of big compared to those holes, but remember, you got to go up stills. Did you take physics? All right. I'm sure you did. All right, this should give me 6. Let's see how it goes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 6. You're going to have some left over. That's okay. You can add it to the other one. Save it for the holidays. You know it's coming up soon. It'll freeze good for like 3 months, so don't worry about that. And that's pretty much the story. You don't want this thing too warm while you're working with it. These kind of got warm, but you know what? I'm under the TV lights of Hollywood. It melts things. What are you going to do? All right, so I'm going to put that there for now. And now front and center, I'm going to pan this baby. This is a non-stick cupcake tin, so you don't have to really worry too much about that. But I do it anyway. And if it sticks, just use a knife like I did. If you have a scraper, you can use that too. And I'm just going to stick this in any old way. That's okay. That'll work. See? That's all. I'm just going to fill it with a little filling that we're going to make, obviously. And some streusel. Oatmeal streusel. So let me finish this and I'll come back. And there you have it. See? Easy. Immediately refrigerate it. For the amount of time it's going to take to make this filling, and then the streusel swirl after that, but mostly the filling, that's going to be nice and chilled, so when you bake it, it's not going to shrink on you. I've told you this a million times with my other shows. But a lot of you are stubborn. I know, you're stubborn people. Okay, this is an easy one. We're going to mix the blueberries with all of these ingredients. This is the filling now that we're doing. First, let's get this cornstarch in here. Sometimes she sticks, so we're going to toss these blueberries first with the cornstarch. It's 1.5 tablespoons of that. And obviously this is used as the thickener here. That's all, see? And now, and now, now we're going to put zest of 1 large lemon. Get that in there. And yes, you have to put the zest in there. That's what gives it the, what am I looking for? Zest! All right, that's in. And 1.5 teaspoons brown sugar and about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Get that in there. Break it up before you start mixing them so it makes it easier, right? And boom. Tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. Now I have a bottle of lemon juice out just in case I couldn't get a tablespoon out of that lemon, but obviously you can get almost 2, so I'm okay with that. And let's mix it around, okay? Mix it. There we have it. Very simple, very easy. There's not a lot of goop. You're dealing with mostly a blueberry flavor here, so it makes me happy, right? All right, so into the fridge along with that pie crust that we have in those little cupcake tins, we put that. And now we make the streusel topping. Again, it's an easy and fast recipe, okay? Is a crumbler still. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and we're gonna put 3 to 4 tablespoons of cold butter. We're gonna cut it in, but it's cold, so it's in the fridge. You know, let me get it, and then we'll come to the next thing. All right, I cut that up, that butter there, and I'm just sprinkling it in here. And now I'm gonna use my digits to kind of just get in there and play around with it, kind of pinch it between my fingers. And we're going to put this back in the fridge because obviously my body heat, especially from the more sexier chefs, is going to be a little warm. Whatever. Ladies, you know what I mean. Anyway, I'll show you what this looks like once it gets crumbly. And just like with the pie dough, I'm spreading it out a little so it gets surface area. This bowl's going to get cold in the fridge, but I want to show it to you, see? And then it's going to get crumbly when it comes out. I'm going to put it on top, 350 on that oven, and when this is nice and chilled and everything's chilled, we're going to assemble it, and then you will see, and then we'll put it in, all right? How's that? There it is, all chilled and pissed off. Here we go. I've got my blueberry mixture. Oh, man, I could smell it from here. It's the fresh lemon, you know, coming out at you going, come on, baby, come on. Oh, ow. And of course the streusel, it's going to be flaky now because it's cold, right? The butter got cold, so I'm going to flake it on there. And of course we have our chilled little pie cups. Beautiful, 350, preheated. Let's get this thing going. I got just a normal kitchen tablespoon here. Let's mix these blueberries around just a little. And there's only one way to do this, and you got to get your fingers a little dirty. I'm sorry, because it's sticky, right? So get them in there. I wouldn't go all the way to the top until you see that you have enough for the whole family here, but I think I do, so I'll go close to the top. And I'm kind of mounding it in the middle. I just like dramatics, you know. Plus, the more the streusel is exposed, the more brown it's going to get from that hot air. And now we're just going to sprinkle the streusel over. Remember, even though it looks like it's chunky, etc., it's only because it's cold. Once it gets in here, 350 into this here oven, it's going to melt a little bit over the top. And that's okay. That's what we want, right? And because the butter's cold, it should kind of flake it up a little bit. It shouldn't just melt over the top, but it might. I don't claim to be the butter god of the melting pot gods or something. And again, I'm going to freeze the rest of this for my next batch. Maybe if some people come over, God forbid. We'll have it ready to go, right? I'm trying to break it up into as little pieces as I can. And this is good. See, I'll show you. I kept the pie crust, as it were, exposed so we can watch that look really cool after this bakes too. And I'm just filling in a couple of holes. I don't mind a blueberry here or there sticking out. And you don't either. I know you. I know you by now. All right. This is going in. Look at that. On a rimmed cookie sheet, because I always do that. I like the extra support so the bottom doesn't burn too much. Right there. 350, as I said. We'll check it after 20-25 minutes. You might go have to 28:30. You might go have to. All right, we'll check it then and we'll come back. So my friends, welcome to 28 minutes later, or about that. Your results may vary, you know, just like when you're buying like a Volkswagen or something. All right. Oh, it's great. Now you know this is done when it's slightly brown on the crust end of things. I'm going to show it to you. And those blueberries, they explode with blueberry flavor. And just a nice browning on the top of that streusel. Do you see the whole thing happening right before your eyes? I mean, this is actually just coming right out of the freaking oven. All right, I'm going to let it cool, plate up a couple, and let's take that taste. Whew. I mean, there you have it. Montana. Are you kidding me? Whew. Look at that. Blueberries in a delicious mixture of all that brown sugar and lemon stuff. Classic butter pie crust, flaked to perfection. and some other nice sweeteners and lemony things. Anyway, let's go. I meant let's go to Instagram.
Please, keep talking. I always yawn when I'm interested.
Back to business, huh? Freaks. Anyway, Montana, thank you for requesting this one in the huckleberry form, which we could not find, but look at the blueberries. They burst. I mean, I got bursting blueberries. Are you kidding me? All right, calm down, Chef Sel. Let's go. Oh, and it's not too sweet either. You know, it doesn't have a lot of white sugar in it, a little bit of brown sugar. You gotta help us. Get the word out. I think it's right here. Boom. Please subscribe, folks. Comment, like, share. You're not gonna see a show like this with a kooky guy going around the country getting the 50 most Googled recipes by state. Come on over to Chef Sel's Crazy Cooking Show on Facebook as well as YouTube. And by the way, go to my playlist on YouTube. Yeah, and all the previous states that we did. I think there were 35 or 36 previous states. So check them out. Check this one out. And don't forget to subscribe. And thank you, Montana. I'm Chef Sel. I'll see you next time.